Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy chat. Today we're going to focus on divine masculine energy. We'll see what's going on with them, what kind of thoughts and feelings they have towards the feminine consciously, and what kind of action are they taking that we need to know that's important to this connection. Could be towards the divine feminine or otherwise. We'll see what happens, but before we get to tarot, as always, we'll get an oracle message. Today I've got the Keepers of the Light Oracle, and we'll start with a card for Divine Feminines, actually, for the Cross Watchers. This will be a quick check-in today, so this is like a speed dating kind of vibe, you know? Let's meet, let's see what happens. And of course, don't forget to like the video, and if you're new, subscribe to my channel. There's also a bunch of other information in the description box on how you can get involved, how you can get personal reading. Basically, my website mindfulbamboo.com is the main source. Another kind of spoiler alert of the news of the season. Something that I plan to be doing in May is possibly restructuring my YouTube channels. Right now I have two. I have this one for the Twin Flames, and Mindful Bamboo is for general horoscopes and supposedly other mindfulness content, but I haven't really been using it that way. And first of all, because of the YouTube algorithms, just the way everything's structured. Secondly, because of how I want to structure and strategize my activity on YouTube. I might be moving my tarot activity to one channel, so it's likely it will change the name slightly, because it's probably gonna be on this channel, so I'm gonna keep tarot here. It might be something like Mindful Tarot or something. Mindful TBD. If you have any good ideas for me, let me know in the comments, especially for those who know me for longer. But there will be a bit of a creative brainstorming process, but there's a good chance that essentially for you guys, for you who are watching the Twin Flame channel, for the Twin Flame messages, you'll have more readings, or not necessarily in quantity, but like more variety, right? There will be like zodiac messages that I'm sure you would appreciate, and it's a little easier to keep up with all of that in one place, right? And then I will use the other channel. Most likely I'll be doing some clips and shorter videos from my podcasts. And you know, there will be some other videos that I will just, sometimes I have some, not random, but kind of thought of the day kind of moments, right? And I want to just be able to record and publish, and I want to use the channel for those purposes. All right, with all that said, let's get started. Feminines, you've got a message from Saint Germain, and the message is about karma release. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. More and more these days, both with the May readings. By the way, May zodiac readings are being published. I'm about halfway through. They are right now on my other channel, Mindful Bamboo. I see more and more this week, even not even these days, but this week, I see messages of release, of cleansing, of making room for something new. And I'm also hearing take charge, divine feminines. That's the other message that I'm thinking. By the way, tomorrow is Beltane, and I'll probably speak on that. Hopefully I'll have time to do this kind of reading, and I'll speak on that a little bit more on what you can do. But this is a beautiful day, beautiful energy to work with nature, in nature. In fact, I plan to be in nature myself. Never miss an opportunity for those kind of things. But I'll talk about it some more tomorrow, and you can of course look it up for yourself, get ready. Especially if you're in a very different time zone, and for you, maybe my tomorrow's reading is actually going to be end of your day, right? So you might want to just search it. And definitely follow me on Instagram, because for me, posting a quick story on Instagram is just more intuitive and it's a lot easier. So with this kind of things, I always do some stories, and you can quickly catch up and be like, oh, okay, Beltane, yes, this is something that I want to be part of, so I'll look it up. Speaking of which, for the masculines, we've got the life force message from Cernunnos. Right? It's a very much masculine energy. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Sacral chakra could be something that you want to look at, to cleanse, to activate. It also has this new moon on top of it, and I love it because we just had new moon in Taurus. The energy is still very strong, and hopefully this will get you, this is like that call for action alongside the intentions that you set during new moon. This will be a 9-card reading, and I'll lay out the cards and then I'll comment. So first is the general energy of divine masculine. So what's going on with them right now? What do we need to know? Knight of Wands, that's that sexual energy. Knight of, also King of Swords, wow. And Death, wow. Big one, big one. Then thoughts and feelings towards divine feminines. 6 of Wands, 6 of Cups, nice. And the Chariot, beautiful. And then the action that masculines are taking right now. King of Coins, 3 of Coins, and Ace of Swords. Lovely. Well, what can I say? It's a lovely reading already. So congratulations to us all. It looks like the collective is definitely feeling better. There's like it's like a breath of fresh air as May energy is coming in. We're finally out of the shadow period of the Mercury retrograde, which was pretty intense, right? And if it feels lighter, it feels a little easier to get your message across and also to rejoice. There's 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck though. So one thing I would say, divine masculines, if there is some remnants of like, I wish I didn't do this, or I wish I said that when I had a chance, don't ignore that. You know, you need to find closure, you need to find peace with that. And depending on the situation, what your intuitive guidance is, maybe there's still a chance to say or do those things, right? Or maybe it's just a sign to put something to closure, because we also have Death here, right? Closures are good for you. They help you guessed it right, clear out space for the new thing. And I'm not saying that they're easy, even with simple things. You know, change is uncomfortable, but it does help you go to a better place, right? Fulfill your destiny in a better way. What I see here with the, I'm gonna move on because I definitely want this to be a faster reading than I usually do. So yeah, with the Knight and the King, definitely very strong masculine vibe. We have air and fire here, which are masculine elements. So masculines are driving full force with that life force, expressing the passion, and do a bit of prep, you know. Passion doesn't mean necessarily just rush into something, right? Or you got an idea and you go with it. Make sure that it's backed by strategy, or you know, you kind of think a little bit upfront, whether it's a conversation or it's taking your business to the next level. But there is a lot of that masculine energy. It almost, like, I would say, to the extent where it may become a bit of a problem if you disconnect from your feminine energy while you are in this vibe, in this force. But then there is divine feminine, and when it comes to thoughts and feelings about the divine feminine, there is always this tenderness, and it melts divine masculine's heart. Let's put it that way, right? And we see this, I love the 6s, by the way, here. This is the 7, 6 and 7. 6s are when, like, is the level in numerology and in tarot, specifically in tarot story. It's the number where we are ready to give ourselves. We want to interact with the world, right? We want to build something with somebody else, right? And these are two beautiful energies, because masculines, on the one hand, they feel like they want to be more and do more themselves as they are, right? When they think of their future with the feminine, or they look up to the feminine as the role model, right? But they also remind themselves of, like, the tenderness and playfulness of life. You know, maybe some memories from childhood, maybe for some thinking about having children with divine feminines. But even in that scenario, it brings out that fatherly energy, and it could be motherly, of course, if in your case your divine masculine is represented by female. It's not about gender, right? But it's about the energy still, and it's like that feminine side, feminine tender side, right? Of a nurturer, of something sweet, something adorable. So if your memories from your childhood come up, definitely dive into those and see how you can remember more of those and use them in your adult life as part of building the baseline for your emotional state, maybe setting some standards and maybe reframing some situations that were less than pleasant, right? If you're seeing the future with your feminine, then definitely get more into details. Almost like imagine maybe during a meditation that you're watching a movie, right? So what would the day be like, right, with your feminine and with your kids? And that will definitely help you ground that intention. And with the Chariot, this is about taking things to the next level, about taking things forward. So I see that masculines definitely consider what would the next step be here. Like, I can't wait, It's like a kid who can't wait to, till the morning to open Christmas presents, something like that. It's like, ooh, so what do we do here? Right? But remember, no rush, and allow yourself to sleep on it and do a little bit of research, do a little bit of your own thinking on how you see this progressing in a paced way, right? You don't need to rush. And of course, with the action, we see that masculines continue with all these pentacles here, continue building on their success, on their business, on their presence, right? It's like, it's never really enough to a certain extent for an ego, but this is the point where masculines, now they have a plan and they kind of see what is shallow and surface level wish and goal and intention, and what is true, what is going to help them build the life that they want, which we just saw, right? And they know they still have a lot of work to do to get to that level of success, prosperity, maybe even public recognition, depending on what is it that you do, divine masculines, right? So putting in the work, keeping your eyes on the prize, all of this good stuff, and taking consistent action. That's the pentacle energy now for you, right? Being consistent with it, not just like get passionate for a couple of days and then quit, or you don't see success quickly and then you stop. No, this is like playing the long game and remembering why you are doing this in the first place. Maybe have a record of that. Maybe do an extra question in your journaling practice of like, what have I accomplished today with my business, my job, or my whatever is your project, right? And how do I feel about it, right? How does it align with my goals, with my standards, moral standards maybe, and anything else that is important to you in that context. Okay, what are we gonna do? We'll get a little romantic. We'll get a quick message from Divine Masculine Messages deck for the feminines cross-watching. What is the message that masculines would like to send to the feminines right now? Let's get us a message from the masculine collective towards their divine feminines. Whoa, that was a lot. But you know what? I have 3 of them on the floor, and I think that those are the ones. I feel guided to pick those up. Let's see. You're the best thing that has ever happened to me. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Yes, that's the vibe that we were getting in today's reading. I can't stand not hearing from you. This is for those in separation. And don't be surprised, divine feminines, that the masculine is going to reach out sometime soon, because it is, I can feel the tension that it's getting harder to not share the excitement, to not do stuff together. But be understanding that the masculine is still figuring out of how to do this, to like not jump too fast ahead but also show you that they care and this is something special, you know? Nobody's teaching us, either masculines or feminines, how to do that. So take it easy on your masculines. Okay, I hope this was useful, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all, and until next time, bye.